There comes a certain morning when you wake up, step in front of the mirror, and look at your reflection, only to realize that the silver strands now outnumber the black, and wrinkles have etched themselves deeply around your eyes. Time passes, silently, continuously, and irreversibly, carrying us along a path that every living being must walk. Most of us, when facing the unmistakable marks of time, carry an invisible fear deep within our hearts. We fear the gradual decline of our physical health and the sudden aches and pains that come with the changing weather or the turning of the seasons. We fear the feeling of no longer being as quick-witted, as strong, or as independent as we once were. Realizing that we can no longer maintain absolute control over every aspect of our lives. And perhaps above all, we fear loneliness, the quiet emptiness of an unquiet house, and the heavy anxiety that one day we might become a burden to those we love most in this world. But if we slow down and listen to the flowing river of Buddhist wisdom, we remember that the Buddha never taught us to fight against old age, nor did he teach us to forcefully cling to a youth that has already fulfilled its purpose. Instead, he taught us to see the truth of reality clearly, without illusion and without resistance. Old age is not the dark twilight of decay or the tragic end of your value. It is the beautiful stretch of a river, preparing to empty into the vast ocean, a place where the water naturally flows slower, becoming more forgiving, wider, and calmer than ever before. It is the most brilliant season of human wisdom, a sacred time where we finally harvest the sweet fruits of a lifetime of labor, family cares, and endless busyness. If youth was the chaotic season of sowing seeds, filled with countless worries, ambitions, and hardships, then old age is the graceful season to sit back, enjoy a cup of mindful tea, and watch the world turn with eyes full of deep compassion. To care for yourself in this profound stage of life means to step into this chapter with absolute dignity, peace, and calm. And that journey begins the moment you accept the law of impermanence regarding your physical body. The Buddha taught that this physical vessel we inhabit is temporarily made of four great elements: the earth, water, fire, and wind. We borrow these elements from the cosmos to form our flesh, our bones, and our blood, and so it is only natural that one day, by the unchanging law of nature, the cosmos will begin to reclaim them. Stiff joints in the morning, failing hearing, and fading vision are not punishments, nor are they personal failures. They are simply the natural, honest expressions of a beautiful machine that has operated tirelessly for decades, carrying you through every joy and sorrow of your earthly journey. The true dignity of an elder does not come from trying to keep your skin artificially wrinkle-free, or trying to pretend your body is entirely free of disease. True dignity comes from a mind that is so wise it does not resist the laws of nature. When an ache strikes your joints or fatigue settles into your bones, instead of blaming your body, and instead of becoming frustrated with your limitations, try to sit quietly with yourself. Place your hand gently over the place that hurts and send it your deepest gratitude, softly saying to it that you appreciate how it has carried you through so many storms of life. And now that it is tired, you will gladly walk slower, and you will care for it with gentleness and profound understanding. When you stop fighting biological laws, you will find yourself aging with an elegance and ease that no medicine can buy. The body may experience illness, but the mind can remain completely unstained by it. The body must age with the years, but your soul, through steady awareness, will grow brighter, lighter, and more peaceful with every passing day. This peace also requires us to master the delicate art of letting go of expectations, especially when it comes to our children and the generations that follow us. The greatest pain of old age often does not come from physical ailments, but from the quiet wounds within the soul, the feeling of self-pity when we see our children too busy to notice us, or the heartbreaking feeling of being left behind in our own homes. But if we look through the lens of karma and dependent origination, we are reminded that everyone comes to this world carrying their own unique karmic path and their own independent journey. Your children are a great and beautiful connection in your life, but they are ultimately independent souls. They do not belong to you. They are not your property, and they are not a personal extension meant to fulfill the lingering desires or expectations of their parents. As children grow up, they must face the heavy anxieties of modern life, navigating their own small families, their demanding careers, and their own heavy responsibilities. Caring for yourself in old age means giving them the freedom to live their lives, which in turn hands you the keys to your own freedom. Stop forcing them to see the world exactly as you do. Stop expecting them to live by the rigid standards of a different generation, and stop waiting for them to be the sole source of joy in your life. When you place your happiness entirely in the hands of another person, even your own child, you have unknowingly handed them the power to hurt you. Set your children free and turn your parental love into trust and quiet blessings from afar. Instead of waiting for a specific phone call or a visit just to feel happy, find the source of joy within your own heart. Light your own lamp by tending to a simple fatwa, reading an inspiring book, meditating in the quiet hours, or joining spiritual communities. When your mind is at ease and completely self-sufficient, your children will feel that radiating energy of peace whenever they return home, and your presence will become a sanctuary for them rather than a source of guilt. This shift in perspective allows you to view solitude not as a sad punishment, but as a golden opportunity for spiritual freedom. There will inevitably be days when the house feels unusually quiet, when the rooms feel empty, and when friends of your own generation begin to move away or quietly pass away according to the laws of impermanence. The vast space of loneliness can easily weigh heavily on an untrained heart, making the days seem long and meaningless. But in the deep stream of the Zen tradition, a solitude is a sacred gift, the perfect moment to practice returning, to take refuge in oneself. When you were young, the world around you was far too noisy, filled with the loud echoes of ambition, the endless pressure of gaining wealth, and the exhaustion of social relationships that consumed your entire mind. Only now, in the grace of old age, when those noises finally recede into the background, do you truly gain the sacred, quiet space required to converse with your own mind. Do not try to drown out this precious loneliness with the loud, mindless blare of a television all day, and do not let your mind sink into negative thoughts about the past. Every morning, when you wake up in the absolute stillness of the dawn, brew a warm cup of tea, sit in silence, listen to the birds singing on the porch, and watch the gentle trail of steam rising from your cup. Bring your mind completely back to your breath, noticing that as you breathe in, you know you are alive, and as you breathe out, you can smile at life with gratitude. When you learn how to be a true friend to yourself, and how to dwell peacefully in the present moment, loneliness beautifully transforms into a serene, joyful solitude. You no longer need anyone by your side to make you feel whole, because you yourself have become an oasis of peace, a still, deep lake without a single ripple of discontent. To maintain this clarity, it becomes essential to close the book of your life with grace by fully forgiving the past. A very common and heavy habit of elders is to live almost entirely in their memories, reminiscing about what has gone by, or worse, and torturing themselves over old mistakes, and harboring deep resentment toward those who treated them poorly in days gone by. But clinging to the past is like packing heavy, jagged rocks into your backpack while you are trying to climb the final, beautiful steps of a hillside. The past is completely dead. The future is not yet here. And only this single fleeting present moment is real. Practice the profound art of loving kindness, recognizing that it is time to open your heart and settle all old accounts in the most beautiful way possible. Forgive those who have hurt you, not because they necessarily deserve your forgiveness, but because your soul deserves to walk in absolute peace. And most importantly, extend that forgiveness to yourself. Embrace the foolish, mistaken, or fragile child within your past self. Look at them with eyes of compassion and offer them total reconciliation. All of those experiences, whether they were joyful or sad, right or wrong, have completely fulfilled their mission to build the deep well of wisdom you possess today. When the heavy baggage of nostalgia and regret is finally cast down, your steps will become as light as a cloud drifting over a mountain peak, free to move wherever the wind of the present moment carries you. To nurture this beautiful energy every single day, it helps to practice a small mindfulness ritual when you first awaken. Every morning, when you first open your eyes to the world, do not rush out of bed immediately. Lie perfectly still for a few moments, or sit up slowly, placing your right hand over your heart. Inhale a very deep breath, feeling the fresh, cool air nourishing every single cell of your body, and then exhale very slowly, consciously releasing all lingering tension, worry, or fear. Mentally recite to yourself that your body may age, but your mind is always new. And today is a wonderful day to live fully, cherishing this vessel and smiling at everything around you. Take slow, deliberate steps to pour a glass of warm water, drinking it in small, mindful sips with absolute awareness, feeling the water soothing your throat and awakening your body. Your new day has begun not in anxiety, but in clarity and profound calm, showing you that old age is a grand privilege, a sacred gift of life, that not everyone on this earth is fortunate enough to receive. Do not walk through these years with fear, resentment, or regret, but walk through them as a wise elder, full of grace, freedom, and light. Peace is not when our lives are completely free of wrinkles, but it is when the wrinkles appear, and we can still welcome them, and welcome the world with the gentlest, most radiant smile of absolute contentment.